Please join me in welcoming Pauline Flament from Michelin. Pauline, thank you for being here. Pauline's the Executive Director in charge of all of global networking. Pauline, I thought I'd start. Michelin is such an incredible brand. It's a 100-year-plus company, one of the most celebrated brands of tires. And I thought maybe I'd come on stage as the Michelin man, but you talked me out of that.
No, you're too tall. You have to know that Michelin man is very short because the costume is heavy, so you cannot wear it.
All right. That idea for next time. Well, how did the legend of this Michelin man all start?
Oh, the legend is that the founder saw a pile of tires in 1899, and then as he was looking at that pile, he just said, "It looks like a man." And that's how the story started 120 years ago.
They thought they saw a man inside
Yes.
the tires, and
Yes.
it's lasted for 100 years.
Yes.
Well, good. Well, listen, we're excited about what you're doing with us, and as you think about your IT priorities, you run networking.
Yes.
And a key part of networking has been your journey with that with NSX. And
Yes.
why is NSXT, for example, now very important to you?
Okay, one of the main challenges we have, is to motivate the business and our colleagues to upgrade systems, and we have a lot of obsolescence. So one use case with NSXT is to isolate the systems that we cannot upgrade or put at the right level, and we need to protect, or at least we need to isolate them, so if they are attacked, they won't propagate that. The other use case is more east-west firewalling, either at the site or in the data centers where we need to protect the critical flows. A good example is the digital manufacturing. They build great data lakes. You have very good data in that, so we need to protect those flows and make sure they go where they have to go untouched.
East-west traffic,
Yes.
microsegmentation. Okay, and then while you're doing this, you start looking at SD-WAN.
Yes.
And you had, were looking at VeloCloud before we acquired them.
Yes.
How did you hone in on your decision on VeloCloud and why SD-WAN?
Okay, I will start with why SD-WAN, and it started before. We were back in 2017, and my network had not been transformed. So I was full MPLS, no hybridation, and we were deploying Microsoft Office 365, the collaboration tools, and I was just dying. Every 6 months, I had to upgrade. Had to change the priorities and the quality of service, and still the performance was not at the right level, and everybody was complaining that network was not working. So I said, okay, I need to find a solution that will help me to transform fast and to be able to apply business policies that will allow me to apply routing based on what is critical and what I want to do with those flows. And we were looking at the market, and I don't know if you remember, but 2017, the magic quadrant for SD-WAN didn't exist, and the market was very fragmented. Everybody was buying everybody, so it was very confusing. So I had made my short list of 4 products that seemed good enough. One of them was VeloCloud, and you bought that. So somehow it's an insurance for a company like us because you will bring some solidity to that product. And we just found a carrier, telco, who is deploying it for us. But it's not a managed service. It's really our solution, and we manage the business policies ourselves.
And I think it's customers like you that have now allowed us to sort of convince Gartner we are now top right. So now it's a much easier choice. Now, what is the use case of SD-WAN? Because you've got manufacturing, you've got plants, you've got this edge type of use case.
Yes.
How are you deploying VeloCloud?
So I wish I could deploy it everywhere, but you still have countries where we cannot import the boxes. So we plan to deploy them everywhere, small commercial agencies, plants, headquarters, research centers. And the first use case is really to transform the network and to put the carriers, the telcos, in competition, because sometimes they're still very slow to provide the physical layer. So the first use case is agility for the business, diversity of the links, provide more resilience and more capacity, almost on demand if required. That's the first use case. And as we are deploying, we have deployed 60 sites as we speak, so it's a third. We are learning more and more how to manage the orchestrator. It brings more visibility. We have identified the patterns of the traffic, and we find issues, and we improve the parameters of the solution. So we are learning and really the grail is to have true
And
business
a site
policies.
to you could be a manufacturing location, it could be a plant, it could be
Yes.
headquarters, any
Yes.
site.
Any site and any size.
Great. And now, as you think about the cloud, this is another advent. I'm sure you're excited about some of the things we're doing in multi-cloud. How do you think about the future in your cloud?
Okay, so right now we still have 3 data centers on-premise. We are using Azure, and we have moved 15% of the workload to Azure or Greenfield. And we are considering to use IBM Cloud as well, but we're still working on the opportunity and the business case for that one. Clearly, we'll have more and more clouds, because here we talk only about the clouds that we choose and we manage. But you have many SaaS, like Office 365.
Yes.
So we have more and more clouds, and SD-WAN is also helping us to see the patterns and the traffic and to improve the access to those clouds.
Well, hopefully you like the announcements we make today with Azure. So
Yes.
you heard Michelin's looking at Azure and IBM Cloud, and we've announced some partnerships between Velo Cloud and Azure and tighten that integration, so hopefully that helps customers like you.
Thank you.
Pauline, thank you for being with us. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for
Thank
Pauline
you.
Flament from Michelin.
Thank you,
you very
Sanjay.
much. You did great.